Hello everyone, welcome to your class time. Dear friends, we were learning about class 9 geography and we have already started chapter 3 of it, that is human geography. Okay, part 1 is already being dealt. In case you have not watched of this chapter 3 part 1, which contains the population distribution, population growth in the world, and above that the introduction part also, you may go and find it from the playlist and watch it from there. Now today let's continue from a regional variation of population growth. Dear friends, it's been already mentioned that according to the facilities of a particular place, the number of population or number of people living in that place varies. Okay, changes. Okay. Now, the very first opening line says this way: depending on differences in changing socio-economic development. Okay. Now, this socio-economic development includes your starting with your economic facilities, the resources availability, the studies facilities, the education, so to say, education facilities, transportation facilities, and many other, which helps us to have a standard living. Okay, dear friends. So, this socio-economic changes of a place or development in the socio-economic condition of a place only either attracts more people or decreases the people. Suppose in a place the standard, the development is not happening at all, so slowly the population of that place will the growth, the increasing rate will come down. Okay, slowly people will be looking for a place where there are more developments and people will walk out to those places. Okay, so that is what the development or changing condition in the socio-economic development only differs. Okay, now regional variation. Okay, there is difference in population growth, not same everywhere. Okay, and there is difference, it is not same, and it is depending on the changing condition of the socio-economic development. Already it is being mentioned. Now, dear friends, one example is being given in your book. The example is this. Taken the data is taken from 1750 to 1950. Countries are divided as developed country and developing country. Developed country already being developed one and developing on the verge. Okay. Now, this developed countries in within the time period of 1750 to 1950, they had the percentage of 0.8 percentage. Okay, growth rate, and whereas the developing countries had 0.5 percentage. But surprisingly, in the next time space or time taken, the whole thing changed. Okay, here it is shown the developed countries are having more in the growth rate and developing countries are having less. But the second data, which was made from 1950 to 2000, it came this way. The developed country had the growth rate of 1.1%, whereas the developing had 2.2%. That means the during this period 1750 to 1950, developed countries had better socio-economic condition. Okay, but in the next period, that is 1950 to 2000, this developed countries socio-economic condition went down and this developing countries had better socio-economic condition. Socio-economic condition was developing, improving. So the percentage of growth rate, population's growth rate started increasing this side. One example is taken as continental wise. Okay, example is taken to make it clear, like from 1750 to 1850 in Africa and Europe, two places are taken. In Africa during this time it was 0.05 percentage, and in Europe it was 0.53 percentage. That means Europe had more. Europe had more in growth rate. Okay, but in the next time space data taken, that is 1950 to 2000, this Africa's one increased, that is 2.55 it became. Okay, and whereas whereas Europe had just 0.6 percentage only. So this is one example given with the mentioning the continents. Okay, so this is how, according to the changes in the socio-economic condition, the population growth rate keeps on changing. Okay, dear friends. Now, if we see the growth rate alone, Central and South America is having the highest rate of population's growth during those period of 1950 to 2000. Okay, and if we look into the absolute number of the population, Asia, continent of Asia is found to be the highest in number. So in a way we can say that Asia and America both are having compared to other places are having bigger number of population. Now both are having two different reasons. Okay, Asia is having, the reason for Asia for the high population is high birth rate. Okay, the birth rate is more in that in Asia. And as for the North America, it is not the birth rate, rather it is due to migration from Europe and other places. Okay, from Europe and other places people come and get settled. Okay, so why? Because because in America the socio-economic condition is better. It provides more facilities with the job and occupations. It provides more chances of having a standard life. So people from the other places come and get settled there. Okay, and if we look for the lowest part, this Asia and America we have found it to be the highest one. If we see for the lowest one, the lowest growth for that is Europe. Okay, and the reason for that is lowest birth rate in Europe, at the same time the out migration of from Europe. First of all, the birth rate is very low in that place in Europe, and the other one, the people from Europe move around. Okay, they walk out to other places for their standard way of living, for their developed life. Okay, so the population in that place is very low. Now see this high growth of population. Okay, high rate, the increasing population can cause us few problems. Okay, problems like Asia and Africa and some of the Muslim dominated areas of Asia is facing. What are those problems? Environmental and socio-economic problems. Okay, the population explosion. Okay, due to the rising of population density. Okay, so this can be some of the problems because of the growth. Okay, because of the high population in a particular place. Dear friends, if we look into the distribution of the world's population, okay, how are these people divided? See, already mentioned, people getting divided in different parts of the world, it is only basing on the natural resources availability of natural resources in a place, the transportation system that place facilitates. Okay, the soil, the climate of that place. Okay, and resources of course mentioned. Okay, the topography of that place, all these things. Okay, whichever place is giving us more comfort in living, more resources for earning. Okay, and more facilities for having a standard life, those places can attract more people. Okay, now if we see the role of the physical and socio-economic of a place, like the physical physiography of a place, and the socio-economic condition of that place. What is the role it is playing? It is playing the role of bringing people together in that place. Okay, dear friends, if we look into the globe, okay, already it was being mentioned that the northern hemisphere of the globe, okay, the northern hemisphere of the globe contains is with more number of people than the southern hemisphere. Why? Because most of the part of northern hemisphere is covered with the land body, covered with the land, and whereas the southern is mostly covered with the water body. So northern is having the more population. That is, now of this 90% of the world population, half of these, okay, that means 45%, okay, 45% is like, let me say, this 90% is not everywhere equally divided, these people, okay. Half of this 45% of it is getting settled of this in 5% area. Only the 5% area of northern hemisphere alone is keeping the number of 45% of the total population. I mean the top one, okay, 90%. That may the reason why the 5% area is keeping so large number of people in a place, because those 5% areas are having the more facilities. See friends, in the northern hemisphere itself, if you see the globe, all the places are not so fertile, all the places are not so suitable for living style. Some places are deserted, some places are very wetty land, okay, some places are very cold, and very few places we can see comfort for the good climate. I mean very few places are having good climate and comfort, where people can have the proper agriculture, proper living style, okay. So that way only 5% area in the northern hemisphere is alone capturing 45% of the 45, that means half of the world's northern hemisphere's population, okay. So this is what we see, and the result in high density, okay, resulting in high density. Now only because the 5% area is covering alone holding 45% of the people, okay. That means if we take this northern hemisphere as 100%, okay, 100%, 100 rooms are there and 90 people are there to go in, okay. But what happened, of this 90 people, 45 people came to wanted to remain in 5 rooms alone. So 45 people, all they occupied in 5 rooms, okay, and whereas other 45 people of this 90 people went and got distributed in 95 rooms. 95 rooms not possible. That means some rooms were left vacant, empty, and whereas these people down one, in one room itself, 5 rooms and 45 people in one room itself, so many people were there, okay. That means if we divide by 9 in one room itself, we can say as 9 people, 9 person each in one room, okay, that way. So what happened, in one small room there are more number, so that resulted the density of population. What is that meaning of density of population, dear friend? The number of people living in a square kilometer, per square kilometer, okay. So here in one room itself, this many people, 9 people each, okay, so to say, may not be everywhere equal, not necessary in the earth's case, okay. So this is all about the population's distribution all over the world. Now dear friends, what led the people to get divided, get divided and come to 5% land alone more are some of the factors, okay, factors like that of climate, okay, climate, topography, and soil of a place, and power and mineral resources, many more. So those factors we shall be discussing in the next class. Okay, till then, dear friends, take care, stay in, stay safe. See you people in the next class.